Hello there, and welcome to Mr. McMurdo's Playhouse. What we're going to do today is go over one of the problems from the pre-test that we took the week before Thanksgiving break. We'll slowly go over these problems so that you can see how they're done. We can learn to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. This video will be available to you on the interweb so that you may look at it anytime you'd like. So the question number one that we're going to go over, it reads as follows. You give 1/3 of a pan of brownies to Susan and 1/6 of the pan of brownies to Patrick because you're a very sweet person and you like to share. How much of the pan of brownies did you give away? Now, if we look at the important parts here, we talk about how much we gave away. So we're giving away all of these things. We're giving some to Patrick and we're giving some to Susan. So important information, and as you know, because your math teacher's brilliant, has taught you before, is we write down what's important in the problem. And what I know here is important is Susan, which is our principal's first name. So sharing brownies with her is always a good idea, especially because she doesn't like me very much sometimes. So anytime you want to give her brownies and say they're from me, that would be awesome. But you gave Susan 1/3 of a pan of brownies. And you gave Patrick, and Patrick's one of my son's friends, so that's always a good thing. You know, be nice to your teacher's son's friends. You gave Patrick 1/6 of a pan of brownies. So you gave all of this away. You want to know how much you gave away. So we want to know how much we gave Patrick, plus how much we gave Susan. And that'll tell us how much we gave away. So that means this is going to be what kind of problem, class? Excellent. An addition problem. So we're going to add these two fractions. So we have 1/3 plus 1/6. Now, as you noticed, you have written in your journal that when you add fractions, you must. And Mr. McMurdo means must have a common denominator. These two fractions, as of right now, do not have the same denominator, so we cannot add them as they currently stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the least common denominator. And just like finding the least common multiple, we can look at our multiplication chart to do that. But since I don't want to walk you all the way over there because I'm tired and the cord will pull out of the computer, then it won't work and this video will be a failure, and nobody wants the video to be a failure. So I'm not going to walk all the way over there. We're going to make our own mini multiplication chart using just the two denominators, which are 3 and 6. And we're going to start listing the multiples, or looking at a multiplication chart and going straight down the row. So if we go straight down the row, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, and it would continue forever. For 6, we have 6, 12, and that would continue forever. And we keep going until we find the first number that appears in both of these rows. And in this case, the first number is 6. Okay, so our least common denominator then becomes 6. Now we take our least common denominator and we make equivalent fractions for both of our addends so that we have 6 as a denominator, because once we have them both as 6 as a denominator, then we can go ahead and add them. So we want to change both of these so that they have 6 as a denominator. Okay? And as we know, we can see here that we're going from a denominator of 3 to a denominator of 6, which means our numbers are getting bigger. So that means we need to multiply. And we need to multiply by a fraction that equals 1 because we don't want to change the value. Anytime you multiply or divide a number by 1, the value remains the same. So booyah, that's what we want. We ask ourselves, what do we multiply 3 times what is 6? And because we're smart and we can always look at the multiplication chart, we know that 3 times 2 equals 6. And to make this a fraction that equals 1, we have to have 2 as a numerator and 2 as a denominator. So then 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. So 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6. If you used your fraction cutouts that we gave you, you could check that and match 1/3 and 2/6 and see that those are equivalent. Now we have 1/6 we want to change to 1/6. Well, since it already has a denominator of 6, we just put 1/6 there. Then we add 2/6 plus 1/6, which, as we know, when we add with the common denominator, the denominator stays the same. We add our numerators. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then we need to simplify that, and 3/6 will simplify down to 1/2. So therefore, you gave away 1/2 of your pan of brownies to Susan and Patrick. Hopefully you saved the other half of the pan of brownies for me, because I do like brownies. I like sweets, and I'm really working on my belly to try and get it bigger so I can play Santa Claus this year for Christmas. So please show this video to your friends. Show this video to your family. Show this video to your neighbors. Show this video to your great Aunt Gertrude. Thank you for paying attention, and you rock.